in a week. Tony, relax me. Ah, a little bit of Silver Bells by Tony Bennett. Thank you so very much for giving us a little bit of, it's not music, it's an oomph to the music in the background. First up, I want to say thank you to my sponsor. I'm going to put their website up here before we really start talking about them. They are awesome. They have been with me since season 2. Red Bar. This is it right here. Every once in a while, you'll see me in my little skull cap that says red. It's from my wonderful Red Bar sponsor. They gave me a whole big box of swag. They gave me a whole bunch of bars in season 2. I ate them all. And the reason why I ate them all is because this nutrition is one and done. I mean, if you need something for your lunch, but it's not going to overload you with salt and with fat, and I mean, some of the other bars, I don't want to mention any brand names, it's just too much. You know, if you're trying to lean down, you don't need 400 or 500 calories in one little bar, because you're going to wind up eating that and then going, oh, well, you know what? I can have an apple. No, you can't. Like, you can't have anything else. This is not that. Positive energy. It's 11 superfoods. I want to read to you what they have here. It's the best, purest, energy giving, power producing superfoods, getting one with nature and back to what Mother Nature wants you to put into your mouth. Red Bar. It is available at redbar.com, which is right under here. Type it in, REDDBAR.com. Also available on Amazon. I have also seen this in places like Whole Foods. Some of the larger, more organic chains carry Red Bar. Go try it. Man, their flavors are like just amazing. And I have a great season 2 interview with the owners and creators of Red Bar. I mean, it's just awesome. So jingle bells, jingle, jingle, jingle your bells all the way through the show. Darren, what happened to you? Your picture showed up here. Darren, oh, you're too cute to have that hair hanging all the way down to your cheekbones, but I get it. We're still in the quarantines, aren't we? It's just tragic. So I'm here to give you a little bit of oomph to your Friday. May it be noon where you are. May it be almost time to start drinking. That's exactly where it is here. So everybody, Darren's telling me, shh. What? Who am I going to hide it from? Look at your picture. There's no hiding it. There's no, oh, blush. Blush away, my dear friend in England. He is a wonderful man. He's done an interview on the show, actually. We had a really great interview. He's got a super cool company out there. He does some recruiting in Europe. All right, so I have notes here that are distracting me, and I keep looking off to the side because I don't normally have notes, but this show is all about the Santa holiday criminals. So I at first I thought, you know, like I said last week to all of you guys, that I was going to look for something that was, you know, Christmas fails. Well, you know, started doing research on Christmas fails, and it's all like these American Home videos, like, oh, he gets whacked in the nuts. Oh, he falls. It's like, that's not funny. It's been overdone since what, 1987? Way overdone. And if I'm talking a little funny every once in a while, I'm going to have to stretch out my tongue, because I hate when this happens, but I bit my tongue really hard. Have you done that? I bit my tongue really, really hard the other day while I was just chewing like a cow, eating dinner or whatever. And then, you know, it swells a little because it's trying to heal. I've done it 3 more times. So now I feel like, you know, like I have a swollen tongue in my mouth and I can't talk right. And I'm talking with a lisp. So, all right, we're going to get into this. I have videos, because some of these stories is just like, nah, come on, really? Yeah, really. So we're going to keep our Christmas tunes on to fill in the void spaces, and let's get into it. The first story up, and I'm going to bring these up so that you can read along with me. I'm going to read very quickly to you what they are. And we're going to hit the cannabis industry first. So this is Cannabis Card, and it goes like this. In this strange story, a woman visiting her boyfriend in prison wanted to bring him a surprise, you know, with a heartfelt Christmas card. And the card contained a heaping amount of illegal marijuana. She was caught, and, you know, she was just trying to cheer up her boyfriend. So I'm thinking, did the card look a little bit like this? We'd like to wish you a Merry Christmas. Did the card look like that? Because that's what's in my head. I love the internet because I get to search things and you guys actually get a glimpse into my head as I think and talk and read, and I'm terrible. I owe my ex a huge apology because he's one of these guys that he'll start talking and add space into it. So he'll say, yeah, so the other day, and give me a pause, and I go right in there with crazy random shit that just derails him, and it's just terrible, but that's what you get. All right, Christmas tree cannabis. Going along the same line with the cannabis stuff. Pretty self-explanatory, right? Christmas tree was made entirely of illegal marijuana. Well, it looks similar to a normal Christmas tree, but did it? Is what I said to myself. Did it? So I had to go look for a picture. Yeah, it sure does. It sure does. I've never grown it. I've never been in a field of it. Yeah, it sure does. So, they're saying, yeah, ha ha ha, set it on fire, might have some interesting effects. My question is this a decoration or is it the gift? I'm not too sure, but I'm thinking if it's a decoration and not the gift, then the gift has got to be this. I'm a simple man. I like doobies and boobies. Like, again, that's what's in my head. Okay, so moving on. Hello, Darren. If you're watching, which I see a whole bunch of you out there, all 5, please say hi. I'd love to put you into the show. Frosty Stabbing. Ooh, first video. We get to a video, guys. All right. The story goes a little bit like this. Frosty, after survived 2 initial stabbing attempts, finally succumbed to his wounds while the perpetrator were tracked down and charged with vandalism. That's interesting. Did they have to ponder what police code is that? What are we going to charge them with for running up to Frosty the Snowman in somebody's yard and stabbing him to death? So anyway, blah, blah, blah. Frosty Snowman, he's 12 foot tall. This story's interesting. But like me, I'm thinking, you probably want to see the video. I've got it for you. Doobies and boobies. I've got the video for you. So we are going to go straight to that video. I've got so many great videos. I'm trembling with excitement to share all of them with you. All right, let's get this situated right so that you see more of the video and less of me. And here we go.
Caught on camera. This is in St. Louis. He goes up to that inflatable Frosty with a knife and stabs it. Who stabs Frosty?
Oh, Frosty. Frosty's owner says he posted the video in hopes that the person responsible will be caught. And we should add, by the way, Frosty has been
did that with anger
and is once again completely inflated. Take that, Frosty Stabber.
We should say that Frosty.
Who hates Frosty Snowman that much? Was he like the heat miser? Who hates Frosty that much? Oh my goodness. Yeah, so that was Frosty Snowman. He was stabbed. Latest in the news. Coming up to more news stories. I love it. Nativity scene vandalism. Right there, just from I'm salivating. I need a napkin because my brain's just going, oh, this is so great. So the story goes, not believing in Santa Claus is one thing. Venting your rage upon a carefully crafted nativity scene by writing satanic symbols. That's horrible. So this story is not exactly like the other story because apparently people are doing a lot of things to nativities, which isn't right. And that's not the part that I'm salivating over. The part I'm salivating over is this. Let me bring this picture up to the broadcast. This is a similar story. In northern Kentucky, they stole the baby Jesus. How does that go? Don't you think then maybe you could get struck by lightning running down the street with a baby Jesus. Like, are you holding it like a baby? Are you holding it like, something? You stole the baby Jesus? Shame on you. Great visual, but shame on you. All right, next up in the story. Oh, hold on. Nativity vandalism, just terrible. Leave the nativities alone. Video time. Drunken parade float driving. So this story is a little bit like the video. The video does not totally match the story, but here goes the story. Everyone enjoys a Christmas parade, but when this parade float driver sped past another float and raced towards Main Street, police knew something was wrong with Santa Daddy Ho-Ho. The driver turned out to be drunk, and the story turned out to be one of the most bizarre Christmas crimes in history. This season, be careful with the eggnog, especially if it's your job to be Santa and drive the Christmas float the next day. The next day? How much eggnog do you... The next day? You're still drunk the next day? Your liver is like, I'm out, I'm leaving. I mean, who's drunk the next day? Anyway, here's the video that goes with this. More drunk Santas. And if you haven't heard of this wonderful event called SantaCon, which unfortunately, this is like CancelCon 2020, because they canceled that too. We can't do that in 2020 either, but we're doing it in 2021 because 2021 is going to turn over and we're going to be like, we don't give a shit. So this is SantaCon. Of course, they're going to be drunk. These are all the Santas from God knows where you get Santas from. I have no idea, but they all congregate and do a con. And this is what I find to be so funny. I think if you're gonna holiday, right? You're gonna do some sort of December holiday. Your holiday has not happened. It has not arrived until you've seen this. And I will pointedly point it out to you because that's what I do. So keep your eye on the Santa in the center of this video. Yes! You have not ho-hoed until Santa has humped the air around you. How many Santa suits? Oh, there's a reindeer. How many Santa suits has Amazon sold? That's what I want to know. How many Santa suits have they just pack it up, send it out, pack it up, send it out? It's got to be a lot because that whole place was covered in nothing but probably naughty Santa S's and Santas. And all right, go into the next story. Stolen Christmas tree. Yeah, this goes along the lines of the Grinch, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking. Well, I pulled up the picture that goes with this story, and we're about to see something. This may be the only time of the year where stealing a tree represents an attractive and potentially profitable opportunity for a criminal. It's no surprise that the rate of petty theft and robbery rise during the Christmas season. But Christmas trees? Really? If you see a tree being stolen from a commercial lot, do your civic duty and report the criminal to the authorities. They'll be out in force this year, cracking down on truly bizarre crime. This must be from a year past. I don't think they're rushing out to that code of what? 1225? Code 1225 over here on the corner of what's it and who's it? I don't think they are because, I just don't. But let's take a look at the lady who stole the Christmas tree, and I want you to tell me who she looked like. It's right there. She looks like the flippin'. Let's see, the flippin' Grinch. Like with the hair, the face is drooping, the nose. She looks like the Grinch. But there she is, stealing a Christmas tree. Not cool. Not cool. All right, next up. Just one moment. I want to make sure. Yeah, there we go. I have two sets of stories here because these stories just keep going on and on and on. All right, Walmart stampede. So this story is kind of ho-hum. It's be nice, don't run over people dressed like Santa or reindeers. And I know there's a video out there. I tried to find it of Santa and reindeer, or Santa stampeded by a whole bunch of elves fighting in a Walmart parking lot. If that hasn't happened, maybe it should. All right, stolen baby Jesus. There we go again. Another story. What's stranger than stealing a doll depicting what many believe is no, we don't believe that's God. Child of God would be better. Or using GPS and high-tech cameras to protect the display. Regardless of your belief, stealing an important religious symbol for no other reason than vandalizing seems to be very Grinch-esque activity. But then again, it's a good excuse to ask Santa for an advanced GPS system. So what are they suggesting? They're going to put a GPS in baby Jesus' diaper? Is this really needed? Bizarre. All right, so that the next one we're going to see at the very end, because that's just absolutely epic. So let's go on to say hello. Hello, Todd. It is good to see you. It is good to see all of you. And we're going to go to the next set of stories. I hope you guys are really enjoying the news. I really enjoy the news. It allows me to kind of loosen up a little bit and stretch my legs with some fun stuff. So join us on Friday at 3:30 p.m. And I'll always have something really interesting that's going to take your mind away from all the news and the politics and all the other stuff and actually give you something fun to watch. Laugh at me, laugh at my mess ups, laugh at my stories. Whatever you laugh at, it's a win. Hey, Ken, good to see you. Ken is a regular here on the show. Love to see you all the time. Santa arrested for public intoxication. So that goes back to the SantaCon that we just saw with the drunk Santa humping the air, which maybe that should be an event. I'm pretty sure I cannot lay my head down on my pillow and dream about sugar plums while Santa comes to my house without physically seeing a Santa drunk and humping the air. One Santa got a bit too merry before, and he was arrested for public intoxication in a Canadian shopping mall. You know, are we really going to be all that hard on this guy? You know, it's Canada. It's December. There's nothing else to do. According to news reports, parents became concerned when Santa began slurring his speech and stumbling around. Oh no, I guess he was taking kids onto his lap. He was soon led away by store security. What do the kids think? Mama, where are they taking Santa, Mama? According to one parent, you could see he was clearly intoxicated, but no one was bold enough to say anything. And then finally, someone had to call security. Wow. I mean, this is a big story in Canada. This is like the whole town knew that Joey Smith, who lived over there and dressed up like Santa, like has a problem. Santa steals helicopter. This is an interesting one. And I'm not sure if it's staged or not. If any of you have seen it, please let me know, because it happened in Peru and it was a Black Hawk. Santa's not going to steal a Black Hawk. That's not happening. It's so anyway. So I think this was more of a stunt, and then it came out as a story. But Santa heard it. You know, you've heard of Santa's reindeer. It goes on to say a man dressed as Santa Claus decided to steal a Black Hawk. Didn't happen. In Sao Paulo airport, sorry if I fudged that name, on the 29th of November this year, according to the police, a man held the pilot hostage. A military pilot? You're going to hold him hostage. Good luck. What is your weapon of choice? The naughty or nice list? Like, good luck. Forcing him to fly and land at a small farm where he was met by another person. Like, this didn't happen. I'm busted. I'm calling this one. Yeah, the reindeer took the day off. So he needed a Black Hawk. He was going to take on a military personnel to commandeer his Black Hawk with his, you know, big leather black belt or something. All right. So Burglar Santa. Here's where we come up with the video. I'm so excited. This is a twofer story. So the legend of Santa Claus is based on the true story of St. Nicholas, a Christian bishop who helped the needy. But Santa, who was arrested on a Manhattan rooftop, was anything but saintly. 26-year-old Curtis Morgan was arrested on December 12th this year. December 12th. He's really expecting everybody to like be on their game. December 12th, you're going to go steal wrapped gifts. Who the hell has their gifts wrapped on December 12th? I don't. I'm like December 24th at 4 in the afternoon. After forcing his way into New York apartment dressed as Santa and threatening to shoot the occupant. Yeah, this is why New York, you need to have something called concealed carry. We love it down here in the South because, honey, we don't even need to conceal. We just walk around with the ARs on our back. Yeah, and we don't have this shit. While the victim hid in the bathroom, Santa ransacked the unit, creating a huge mess in the process. The terrified homeowner emerged to find clothing and objects thrown all over the place and broken glass. So obviously he went in, he caused a problem. Don't know if he got gifts. I guess he was just out for the run of the mill, like TV, God knows what, jewelry, money, just the run of the mill stuff. I think if you're dressed as Santa, you're going after gifts, which is why I'm like, you're not getting any of my gifts. Hold up. I got to go back before we get to this because I promised you a video. So we're going to go to the next story. Burglar dressed as the Grinch. So we have one dressed as Santa. We have another one dressed as the Grinch. Caught on home camera video. Yes. I'm like, I'm finding that video. Guess what I did? I found the video. So we're going to watch it because it's, I just don't get humanity sometimes. I really don't. All right, so here we go. Here's the video. Let me get rid of the story because I don't need to read it. We already get it. Somebody broke in dressed as the Grinch. We get it, right? We're already there. Take a look at this stuff. How creepy. I mean, breaking into somebody's house is creepy anyway. You dressed as the flipping Grinch. I feel sorry for the people that this happened to because they have to call that into authorities. So the only thing they're going to be able to say is, yeah, somebody broke in, maybe kind of looks like a man dressed as the Grinch with a flashlight. Like, that stinks. That really is stinkeroony. All right, anyway, moving on to our next story. Stoner Santa. I have a picture of Stoner Santa for us. Let's pull him up while I read this story. Eats cookies, forgets to leave presents. Love it. Look at him. Look at him. Ah! All right. Story goes like this. Stoner Santa gives away free weed. Santa is well known for his generosity, but he ran into a spot of bother earlier this year, handing out gifts of an illicit nature. Sort of like candy canes, but the candy canes are laced with THC. And I don't know, in some areas, he might be really popular. 57-year-old Randy Lang was arrested at the Buffalo Wild Wings restaurant, Seaside, California. It's so hysterical when you have something that involves cannabis and they're caught at a restaurant. They're caught at a grocery store. They're caught with their hand in a bag of pretzels. Like, it's hilarious to me. Anyway, after staff and customers told police he was wrapping cannabis in napkins and handing it out for free, telling patrons he had a gift for you. For you. He almost forgot. He couldn't remember. The cookies are too good. He couldn't remember. One employee was lucky enough to receive a napkin filled to the brim with pungent green substance. Gee, I wonder what that was. Mr. Lang also generously left a large quantity of weed in the restaurant's tip jar, presumably for good service. Aw, isn't he nice? Happy ho-ho. Happy daddy ho-ho. Hello, Chuck. Good to see you. All right, on to our next story. I believe this one. Oh, all right. So this is the last video that we have. It's Santa again. You know, we seem to have a theme, right? Santa robs a bank to pay his elves. This story is really funny. And then I have another Santa robbing a bank video that we get to watch. Santa robs a bank to pay his elves. It costs a lot to run Santa's workshop each year, with elves working right around the clock. And, you know, they're changing legislation so that you're going to have to start paying them at what, $17 an hour and up. Yeah, you know, it's a lot. They produce toys for girls and boys all around the world. Sure, they do. But in 2009, it seems that Santa fell on hard times. He was spotted carrying out an armed robbery at the SunTrust Bank, located in Hermitage. Sorry, Tennesseanites. Tennessee. According to witnesses, a man dressed in a Santa suit entered the bank around 10 a.m. on the 22nd of December 2009, so this was quite a while ago. A bank teller asked him to remove his sunglasses, but he refused. So now we get to watch the story of Santa holding up a bank. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, how about we listen to their commentation, and then we'll see if we all agree.
Of real life Bad Santa right here in the Valley. A man dressed as jolly old Saint Nick robs a Phoenix bank. ABC 15's Angie Holdsworth is live tonight. Angie, he's got the full disguise here.
Yeah, this guy was decked out in full costume, and, you know, it's amazing to think that, you know, a Santa hat and all this could seem so threatening, but really probably a very scary situation for the folks out there. And, you know, witnesses say once this man walked inside the bank, they knew right away what was going to happen. Now, let me show you a picture of this guy. This was the surveillance video that was captured at the Bank of America near I-17 and Happy Valley Road. Now, we understand he simply went in and demanded money. No weapons had been seen. It's unclear whether he could have had something on him, and he got away really quick. What you may say in just a blink of an eye, but really for the folks inside there, this was nothing magical about this experience.
Because most people don't come in full costumes without some type of intentions, and that's what happened. So the manager knew what was happening, kind of stood right beside of me pretty much. So that made me feel comfortable. If anything was to have happened, I feel like he would have protected me.
Now, the man got away with an undisclosed amount of cash, and there is no description of a getaway car. It's unclear at this point, too, whether he had any helpers, Stephanie.
Okay, Angie, thank you.
That was a good line. I got to give it to her. That was a really good line. Unclear as to if he had any helpers. And back to you, Sarah. That was a really good line. So he just vanished. He got away with it. Vanished into thin air. And they talk about, oh, you know, this is a really great disguise to wear to hold up a bank. Well, thanks. Thank you for tipping off every other idiot out there who's like, gee, I really need to, but I don't know how to. Oh, thank you, news. Oh my gosh. That one is in not Hermitage. That's in Phoenix. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ken. Some of those names, you know, trip me up a little bit, and I have a little bit of a hard time. So that is all of the stories that I had bundled for you today. I hope that that was really entertaining. It certainly entertained me for the afternoon. That is a faux show. So everybody, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love that we have so many people here that participate in the show. Next week, I'm going to have a little bit of merch that we can go ahead and you know, maybe do a little game. Whoever wins the game, I'll send out some shirts. I've done that in the past. I definitely need to do it for this year because we all need a little oomph to our days, little oomph to our lives. And it's been really, really long, as we know. So I'm not going to get into that. Everybody who has a camera, who sits in front of the camera is like, oh my God, you know, it's like 2020. I don't want to do that. So we are here to have fun. I'm going to see you next Friday. I have no idea what to do next week, because I've done a lot of holiday stuff. Last week was Hanukkah. The week before was elves. So it's been a lot of like Christmassy stuff. So give me some ideas. Go ahead. It's scrolling along the bottom is the email address. Please send me a quick message. Email us at ecooperstudios@gmail.com. So it's right there. So please go ahead and send me a message of your ideas of something that you would like to throw me into, and say, go do that, because I think it would be funny and your interpretation might be entertaining. So everybody, thank you so, so much. Yes, sweet swag. And Ken's awesome. He has received a shirt and a couple other things, and he's so great because when he receives it, he takes a picture and posts it. And I love that. The studio loves that. We need that. We got to support each other. So if you have a show, if you have a podcast, if you're thinking about starting up a podcast, maybe have some questions, go ahead and email me. I am happy to help however I can help. Things came together that were harder, and some things were easier, and I wouldn't mind discussing those things if you were thinking, because we definitely need more voices. We need more upliftment. I was about to do a George W. Jr. and make up a word. We need a little bit more stuff out there that we can all watch and we can all giggle. And that is what it's about. You know, as I always say, we are blessed. Ugh, you are blessed. And I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Everybody, go have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. And I'll